You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when we, you know, not to talk about race too much. If you want to, we can, but that's one of the reasons why there is such a dearth of Fortune 100 companies that are owned by Black people, because society has sort of separated us from one another and separated us from the resources that we need to grow our businesses, right? Like I referenced Steve Jobs and Elon Musk and you name it, right? I ain't said nobody Black yet, right? And the few cases where we do sort of rise to the top are far and few between, because we don't have the resources that we need, because we're brilliant, right? It's, you know, there are brilliant people in every community. So why aren't we seeing more Black entrepreneurs? And my perspective is because there's not a supportive ecosystem around us to take, you know, we launched a thing called the Black Market in Durham, I guess 4 years ago now. And it's Black businesses coming together on Black Friday and, you know, selling their products. And it's so many dope companies, so many great ideas that exist there. But what's stopping them from scaling and becoming global brands? And that's really the lack of an ecosystem.
That's the word. That's like my favorite word right now. Scaling. I think
yeah, man.
I mean, and then Black market, and it's so crazy because I used to kind of be upset about the idea of having to work on a holiday or having to work on Black Friday, until that discomfort's turned into like, well, you need to create what you want then. Like if you don't want to have to go to work the next, this is literally, that's been my excuse. I've always been working, and this is the year that I'm like, guess what? I can come to Black market. I can celebrate my Lady of the House body oil. I can
That's right.
I can help people get, you know, this and that, you know, so.
Come on out. Come on out. I don't know what it's going to look like in the COVID, right? But next year we'll be back to normal. I think something will happen this year, but a better version will be next year for sure.
Okay, that's good to know. And you did, and I guess this is like one last thought about economics and the ecosystem that I have, is like in Winston-Salem, I don't know if you heard about like the innovation quarter that they were doing, venture cafe, and they were like bringing people in. And I'm thinking like, maybe that's the ecosystem that you're talking about, where people were like, go ahead.
Yeah, that's ecosystem building. Yep. That's like the first step, right? And as ecosystems mature, they become more sophisticated, and a mature ecosystem means you have a great idea, you have created a viable product, you're able to plug in and get everything you need to scale that business, right? Okay. So things like Venture Cafe, Innovation Corridor. In Durham, we have a place called the American Underground that started about 10 years ago, and it's a really successful entrepreneurial ecosystem. I think they've had about 100 companies come out of there to the tune of about $100 million in investment. Right. So that's real people with ideas coming together, getting everything they need to take those ideas to the next level and getting real tangible money. Right. The problem with places like American Underground is that they were concentrated on technology, and technology was heavily white male dominated. So my partners and I created a place called Provident 1898, which is designed to be an entrepreneurial ecosystem for Black-led companies. And we started about a year ago, and honestly, COVID has been really challenging for us because we're centered around connecting people, and that's harder to do in this environment. But we are starting to build an entrepreneurial ecosystem for Black folks, which is the next phase. Atlanta's done a pretty good job of that. DC has done a really good job of building that. But there are not very many other places across the country that have strong Black ecosystems for entrepreneurs. So I'm passionate about that. We could talk all day about that if you want to, but I know you got some other stuff you want to get to.
I do, but this Provident 1898 though, like, okay, so now my wheels are turning. I remember, like, so for many of people who might be watching this or listening, they don't, you know, realize, like, maybe they don't understand how I know you or whatever, but we went to A&T, North Carolina A&T University.
We go way back for anybody that's watching it. Way back, man. Yeah.
Class of 2002, or that's the class that we came in at.
Yeah, we started in '02. Yeah, I didn't graduate on time though, so
Me,
I didn't graduate till 2008. So
me too. Okay, I didn't realize we graduated the same year.
yeah, we did. We had a long journey at A&T.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like
Yeah,
a whole lot of life. A&T has so many opportunities for you to get distracted. I think
that's
that,
right.
I
That's
mean,
right. But I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It made me better, I think, and
yeah.
it's amazing. So yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were talking about A&T.
Yeah. No, so I just want to kind of go back to my first memory of you with an like a little curly fro and like a microphone. And like I think I wasn't even in couture yet. I think this was one of the first events that I went to. Maybe it was happening in the old sit-in, and
Yeah,
you were freestyling. It was like my first freestyle battle that I had attended. And
yeah.
wow, this dude can totally rap. And then, then like all these collaborations happen. I feel like A&T had its own ecosystem within itself of creativity.
Yeah, it is an ecosystem. That's right. Absolutely. So when I talk about HBCUs, that's what we're talking about. Like you can build anything you want at an HBCU because you're connected. It's the one time in your life where you're connected to thousands of Black folks with talent, ideas, resources, right? You know, we got people from all over the country at A&T, all over the world,
Yes.
and people are good at, it's a community and people support each other. For me as an artist, it opened up so many doors for me and Mana. Like I, pledged a fraternity, which I was on their radar because of what I was doing with the microphone, right? I went on 106 in Park because Terrence was up there, right? And he's a Aggie, and my frat brothers were like, man, let's get up there, let's see if we can get on. BET came to our school, so I was able to be on BET, right? So it connects you to so many people that can help you, and no matter what you're doing, right? Like not just traditional jobs, like entrepreneurial shit, fashion, art, food. I done bought so many catering things from Aggies since I've been married and had kids. Like, if I need to get a cake, I'll go get the cake from a Aggie bakery. You know what I'm saying? And you've got a built-in audience for whatever you want to do, and that's an ecosystem. And A&T is special, man, special place.
Yeah. And I guess like some people would, and then you have, so you started Red Eye Lifestyle. I love that. I love like, okay, when you shake, I shake. I start.
I'm on my phone and I've got I'm trying to hold it up and not look crazy, so bear with me.
So, but I think about, you know what I love? I love that slogan that you have, no sleep, just dream. In the Red Eye Lifestyle. And it's something that's just always stuck with me. Like, don't number one, like don't sleep on yourself, stay woke, always have your dream in your mind. But where did that come from for you?
It's kind of simple. So I had a conversation with my frat brother Rashad. I don't know if you remember Rashad, but and it was before I graduated. I was like, man, the whole like no sleep, just go get it. We're grinding, we're focused on our dreams. And I was like, man, after I graduate, I'm going all in on my dream, right? I ain't doing nothing else. I'm focusing all my energy and attention on my dream, which at the time is, being a professional musician, touring the world, making movies, making music, making money from music, right? And I had graduated and got a job, and job was paying what I thought was a lot of money, but it wasn't. Like in retrospect, it was just a regular check, right? But coming from a college kid who had no money, getting some money feels like a lot of money. And I completely lost focus on my dream. So apparently in that conversation I'd had with Rashad, I mentioned like Red Eye Lifestyle. Like we going, no sleep, our eyes are red, we're focused on our dream. We're also sort of a double entendre. We on the planes, we're traveling, we're making this shit happen. And how effective could we be if we dedicated all of our time and energy and resources to our dream? And, a year later or so, he called me like, man, whatever happened to Red Eye Lifestyle? You said you were going to be, all in on your dream, but you all in on the 9 to 5. You're not even, creating. And he kind of called me on my bluff. And I was like, man, I don't know where to start. And he was like, let's start with the Red Eye Lifestyle. Let's create a company centered around that conversation we had. And 2009, we started it. you know, I leaned back all the way into music, and man, we had a lot of success with just dedicating ourselves. Red Eye Lifestyle is really just about, you know, laser focus, dedication to your dreams. I'm getting older now and I need more sleep, so I'm still trying to balance that motto. But you know, philosophically, I still believe very strongly in being laser focused on your dreams.
Yeah, like life will slow you down, and then it's just waves. I think everything is just waves. It's just
Yeah.
sometimes you're, you know, but if you're focused, then you'll always just be even. You'll always have a baseline. You'll always know where you're going. I think that's amazing. And I think about like your transition from moving in from the entertainment industry,
Mm-hmm.
being exposed to and aligned with leaders in the business, leaders in the game, like Dame Dash, like
Mm-hmm.
to then moving to activism, fatherhood, like
Yeah.
husbandry, not
Yeah.
husband, but husband, you know,
Yeah.
marriage. That's the word I'm looking for. Marriage,
There it is.
fatherhood, parenthood. Like, how did that transition happen for you? How were you able to kind of bring it all together?
Man, it kind of just happened to me at first.
Mm-hmm.
And